So today we're going to look at how to plot these lines on a graph. So today the heading can be plotting linear graphs. Plotting linear graphs. Plotting linear graphs. Now, for example, we may have a line such as y. If I have my line such as y is equal to x plus 2. Now, this line y is equal to x plus 2, it simply relates x to y, or it establishes a relationship between x and y, and it means that for every x value there exists a y value, or for every y value there exists an x value. Now, since the x and the y can take on any values, or they can take on any points, we call x and y to be variables. The word variables is written like this. And I've said x and y are variables because they can take on any point, they can take on any number. So that's why we call them variables. Variables comes from the word vary. In other words, changing. Something which is changing. So since x can take on very many values, even y can take on very many values, we refer to them as variables because they take on quite a number of values. For example, if I choose my x in this case to be like 3, if I say that my x is 3, my y is going to be equal by getting the x which is 3, I add to 2, and my y is going to be 5. So my x, when my x is 3, my y is 5. Now, in this case, you can be given a certain range of values of x. So you use those values to generate your y. You use those x values to generate the y values, put them in a table, and after that, you draw a graph that joins those different points. For example, the question may say, draw a line graph, of y is equal to x minus 2 for values of x from negative 2 to positive 2. So what they are saying is that draw a line on a graph whose equation, the equation of that line is y is equal to x minus 2, and the x values given in this case range from negative 2 up to positive 2. Now in this case, what I'm going to do is I start by drawing a table, and I insert in the x values ranging from negative 2 to positive 2. I use this equation which I have here, my y is equal to x minus 2, to get the y values. So step 1, I draw the table. So my table has the x and the y values. Now my x values start from negative 2. From negative 2, I go to negative 1, I go to 0, I go to 1, and I stop at positive 2. Because they're telling me ranging from negative 2 up to positive 2. So I have my x values. Now my responsibility is to find the y values. Now how do I find the y values? I find the y values using the equation given to me, y is equal to x minus 2. So in this case, for every x value, I'm going to substitute in this equation. So, to start with, I have negative 2. So, my equation is y is equal to x minus 2. When x is negative 2, I want to know my y value. So, I'm going to have negative 2 minus 2, because my x value is negative 2 in this case. So, negative 2 minus 2 gives us negative 4. So, meaning my y value in that case is going to be negative 4. So, I come and put negative 4 here. I proceed to the next. The general equation is y is equal to x minus 2. My x in this case is negative 1. So my y is going to be negative 1 minus 1, which is negative 3. I proceed to the next where the x is 0. So my y here is going to be y is equal to x, which is 0, minus 2. So 0 minus 2 gives us negative 2. I put the negative 2 here. I come to this one. I have y is equal to x, which is 1 in this case, minus 2. 1 minus 2 gives us negative 1. Finally, the last point, I have y is equal to x minus 2. Now, the x in this case is 2, so I substitute 2 minus 2 gives me 0. So my points in this case, the points in this case, I have negative 2, negative 4. I also have negative 1, negative 3. I have 0, negative 2. I have 1, negative 1. And I have 2 and 0. So after I've generated these different points, what I'm going to do is I go to a graph and I plot these different points. Remember when we studied coordinates, we looked at how to plot the various coordinates. So you're going to plot these coordinates on a graph. After you've done that, you join these coordinates together and you find that they give you a straight line. So the straight line you obtain is the line y is equal to x minus 2. We can draw the line maybe. So if I have my graph, okay, so what I do is I plot the points which we derived before, and these are my points here. You plot these points on that graph and you join them together. When you join them, we say you're supposed to end up with a line. Now, what you have to know about a line is when you plot any 2 points and you join them together, you get a line. So, I can just determine to pick any 2 points from here. I plot them on the graph. When I join them, I still get my line y is equal to x minus 2. Though in this case, after generating the points, you're supposed to plot all these different 5 points. After you plotted those different 5 points, join them together. But as for me, I'm going to pick only 2. The reason is I'm picking only 2 because I'm not having a ruler, so if I put all of them, they may not give me a straight line. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick 2 points, and I'm going to take 1, negative 1, 2, 0. So I can take the points 1, negative 1, 2, and 0. So 1, negative 1, I first look for 1 here, and then I locate negative 1 here. So my point, first point is here. Then my other point is 2, 0, 2, 0, meaning I remain here. Okay, for convenience, let us plot all the different points. So I have 1, negative 1, 2, 0. Okay, for the sake of time, we shall just add these 2. Then after you've plotted the 2, what you do is you draw a line that passes through the 2 points, like that. So this line is the line y is equal to x